Hi, besties. Let me do my makeup again while we talk about healing my money story as a woman. So, I want to share something personal with you today, a piece of my story that I've never really voiced out loud. So, you see, when I was growing up, my father was the only one who was working at home, and my mom was a housewife, loving, present, strong, but she did not have her own income. And I remember the quiet moments, my mom not being able to afford some things, and sometimes it would be simple things like toiletries, and she would have to wait for my father to provide everything for her. And I told myself from a tender age that this will never be me. I promised myself that I would never depend on a man, that I would make my own money always. And to be honest, also my dad encouraged me to do that, which I think as a bit weird considering that he had a housewife. But like my father used to say that I need to work for my money because men can really be disrespectful. So he wants me to be able to say to a man, when he says futek, then I'll be able to say ta. So like I'll be able to fight back. And I've really taken that to heart, and I've worked hard for myself. But there's a part that I didn't realize until recently. So even though I became independent, even though I provide for myself now, part of me still believes that men are supposed to earn more. And also, there is a belief that men earn more money than us women, even if we do the same job. So recently I saw a luxurious car and I assumed that a man was driving it. And I remembered the times where I had to shrink myself financially in relationships so I wouldn't emasculate my partner. I didn't want to be too much. And that belief, I know now that it is a wound, it is a scar from the past, a shadow that I inherited. But now I know better. And you know how people always say that you need to find out what are your limiting beliefs, and then you need to change those limiting beliefs. Okay, but for me, I've never really had someone saying that these are my limiting beliefs and then this is how I reframed them. So today I want to share my limiting beliefs relating to money, and then I want to share also how I am reframing them. Okay, so I have 5 limiting beliefs that I'm going to let go of. The first one is that I need to be small so that I can be loved. Second one is that I can't be soft and powerful at the same time. Number 3, money belongs more to men. Number 4, having more money makes me too much. Like, imagine how ridiculous that sounds. And the last one is that I need to prove that I'm worthy by overworking. And for me, I remember that when my father is coming, if we were sleeping at home, we would even wake up and pretend like we're doing something because he did not really like people who are just lazing around or people who are just resting. And also, I used to believe that you have to work so hard to make more money. But if you're being honest, the most hardworking people are not the most paid people. And for me, I can really attest to this because I grew up in the village back in my hometown, and there are moms there who would have a child on their back, and then they'd have um what are you calling kuni in English? uh Fire what? Oh my god, English. But like they would have inkuni, which is something to make fire for cooking. on their head, so that like they would multitask, they would work so hard, they would wake up at 4 a.m. while people are still sleeping and just work so hard, but they were never really compensated for that, especially with money. They depended on their husbands for almost everything. Okay, so now this is how I am reframing my limiting beliefs. My financial power is not a threat, it is a blessing. My financial power is not a threat, it is a blessing. It is safe for me to be a wealthy woman. It is safe for me to be a wealthy woman. I don't need to earn less to be loved more. I do not need to earn less to be loved more. Money loves my energy, not my gender. Money loves my energy and not my gender. My daughter will grow up knowing that softness and success can coexist. I get to lead and receive. I get to rewrite my story. So I think having that freedom to know that I get to rewrite my story and that I can make my story what I feel like works for me. And I think it's really important to be safe, to know that it is safe to receive money, because if you are not safe, you will push money away subconsciously. Okay, so let's affirm these together. You can repeat after me or just listen and just let it sink in. I'm gonna say these affirmations 2 times and leave a space in between. I am safe with money. I am safe with money. It is safe to want more. It is safe to want more. I honor my story, but I'm not limited by it. I honor my story, but I'm not limited by it. I am allowed to be powerful, wealthy, and feminine. I am allowed to be powerful, wealthy, and feminine. I trust myself to hold abundance with grace. I trust myself to hold abundance with grace. I lead my daughter by healing myself. I lead my daughter by healing myself. So this is my money healing journey, and I'm not perfect. I am evolving, and if you're working through this too, I want you to know that you are not alone. I want you to know that we are rewriting the story one belief at a time. And as we are healing our money stories and as we are allowing ourselves to receive more money, we're not just healing our inner children within us, but we're also healing our daughters. Like when our daughters see us driving expensive cars as women, but still being feminine enough to maybe do something soft like yoga and do meditation and allow the money to come to you without sacrificing yourself. And I think also when you have money, I know that also when you have money is it really helps you to make better decisions in life. There is a book that I read when I was young that really traumatized me. The name of the book was Indlala Inamanyala, and I don't even know the author of that book. Actually, I need to find it and just reread it. But it was really traumatic for me because it has taught me that when you are really stranded, you end up making choices in life that you did not want to make. So it's very important for us women to allow ourselves to accept and to receive the abundance from God, to know that God can provide for us, and to know that money does not follow the gender, because I feel like when you have more money, you are more safer, especially in this world where women are always going through a lot, maybe because someone went for a date because they wanted a free meal for a man. So I would also advocate for us women to work hard to make our own money, so that we're not also trapped in relationships that we don't want to be in just because we want that man to provide for us, so that we also do not allow men to disrespect us, to treat us like rubbish, or to abuse us just because we want them to be able to provide for us. I am not against men providing for women. I think that is really beautiful. But I think as women, we just need to empower ourselves to know that it is okay to be feminine and still make more money, so that we do things that we love to do, not because we are dependent on external validation from men. Okay, I hope this helps. Let me know in the comment section below if you've ever had limiting beliefs when it comes to money, and how did you reframe those, or what limiting beliefs do you currently have, and maybe we can help each other to just reframe them. Because for me, for the longest time, I knew my limiting beliefs, but I didn't know how to reframe them. People would just say that you need to change the way you talk, but they wouldn't really put step by step as to, okay, instead of saying this, say the other thing. And also, I think another thing that I can just also mention about this is when you are reframing your mindset, at first you won't really believe yourself. So what is important is, every time you see an expensive car like me and you assume that it is driven by a man, you remind yourself that even women can be powerful and wealthy. They can drive big expensive cars as well. And remind yourself that you don't have to shrink to receive wealth. You don't have to shrink to be loved. Remind yourself that you are loved. You have always been loved. You will always be loved. So you don't need to shrink yourself just because you want to be loved more. Because, like I said in my story, there were relationships where I did not push myself because I did not push myself because I did not want my man to feel emasculated by me. So I would play small. I would sometimes lie about how much I'm earning just so that I boost their ego, you know. So it's very important to remind yourself, to ground yourself, to do the affirmations over and over and over again until you believe them. Also, I am really enjoying learning how to do makeup. So let me know, how am I doing, and also how can I improve. I'm really starting to enjoy this kind of content where I just have a voiceover while I'm doing my makeup. And then don't forget to like, to share with someone who you think might benefit from this. I love you so much. Have a day as beautiful as you are. Until next time. Okay, my internet bestie. Bye.